One of the most anticipated horror films of 2024 was Terrifier 3, and its success is in sharp contrast to a growing issue with Hollywood movies. Following the financial success of Terrifier 2, Terrifier 3 goes bigger with a larger budget, plenty of kills, and expanded lore. With a production budget of only $2 million, a fraction of what most major franchise films have, Terrifier 3 earned back about 35 times its production budget globally. Terrifier 3's box office climbed 2024's highest grossing movies list domestically at $53 million. This puts it right behind Joker Folie à Deux, which made $58 million domestically. However, that sequel has a significantly larger production budget at $200 million. As a result, Joker 2 has a lackluster theatrical run while Terrifier 3 is a box office darling. It's not just the Joker sequel that is performing poorly at the box office. In recent years, films that once would have been considered major successes are flopping. Meanwhile, a smaller budget, more independent film like Terrifier 3 sees profit. One of the key reasons for this is because traditional blockbusters are setting themselves up for failure with impossibly large budgets. The biggest movie box office bombs of 2023 include films from some of the biggest and most beloved franchises like the MCU, Mission Impossible, DC, Indiana Jones, and The Fast and the Furious. These are major IPs with massive star power behind them, and these are all movies that cost too much to make. Take Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning's box office disappointment, for instance. Domestically, it grossed more than Terrifier 3's box office at $172 million. Globally, it makes over 3 times that at $567.5 million, and despite this, Dead Reckoning is a flop, having lost an estimated $100 million. To consider a movie that made over $500 million at the box office a flop is obscure, but that's what happens when big budgets for these blockbusters are so massive. It's an impossible standard to meet, which is why Terrifier 3, with its reasonable, small production budget, was able to make back its investments while maintaining the quality of filmmaking fans expect of the franchise, as seen by Terrifier 3's Rotten Tomato score breaking 11 records. While Terrifier 3 made a profit, big budget films have more to lose. However, the chance to make an enormous amount of money off a multi-million-dollar film is too tempting for some studios. Looking at the 10 highest grossing films of 2023, many of them are big budget films with an established IP and stacked cast, but just because a film has a big box office doesn't mean it will make back its money. While Barbie achieved incredible box office records, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning is another one of the top grossing films of 2023, and it's still a financial failure. It's a massive gamble to make a multi-million-dollar picture, but it's a gamble studios take even when it's proven time and time again that small budget and mid-budget films can be a financial success without as much of a risk. Going back to Dead Reckoning as an example, studios aren't learning from the financial failure. Instead, they've doubled down on the follow-up film. Mission Impossible 8's record budget is extremely worrying as it's over $300 million. With blockbuster films of this size often needing to be 2.5 times their budget to be a success, it's a massive risk to continue this pattern. It's also an unnecessary one when films like Terrifier 3 prove small budget films can be more profitable for less.